All right. She keeps telling me off. She told me off like 3 times already today. All right. All right. The hot topic of the day, guys. Obviously, it's a very I don't know if you guys have heard, but I think it was like 5 bodies were found recently due to what looked like suicides. It does. The police aren't releasing details at the minute, but it was like 5 suicides in really fast. It's like over
Mm.
four days. So mental health is obviously a very big thing at the minute. I know Bradley, you wanted to touch on it a little bit. We'll start with you, Bradley,
Yeah.
and go from there, buddy.
So I would say from my perspective, mental health is a really, really hard thing to be dealing with because from my experience, I've got depression and I've also got ADHD. So what my ADHD does, it feeds off of people's emotions and and I feel it 10 times more than other people would. And then also my depression, it's almost like it it makes me feel lone. Like if, so, say for example, if I felt like really upset or I feel like I was basically in a room by myself, I just feel like the lowest of the low, and to the point where I feel like I would have no one to reach out to, no one who I can actually contact to, and it got to a point where there's just, and it got to a point where last few days I just was basically in my bed, almost bawling to tears, basically because of my friendships were slowly falling apart, my family was slowly falling apart, and it's just everything's just it was all just going badly, really unexpectedly, to be fair. So it just got to the point where it's like, because I've mentioned it before in this channel, like I've been in foster care, so I've been with foster parents up until from 11 all the way up to 22, 21, sorry, and during that time
How old are
it
you?
was I'm 21, turning 22 in April.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, and during that time I wasn't able to go out. I wasn't able to meet any friends. The only thing I was really able to do was to play game consoles. That was pretty much it because I was never really allowed to go out, and if it was for strict times. And I get that because of disciplinary, but it also stopped me from meeting any friends. So I was never meant to. I was never allowed to go any social events or anything like that because
Okay,
all my
okay.
carers wanted me to do
Just
was to
stop there.
work.
Just stop there for 2 seconds, okay? Because that was a lot to digest, and obviously we wanna try and like help out a little bit if
Yeah,
we can, sort of thing. Rebecca,
yeah.
based on what you heard, what would you sort of like? What would you say, basically?
So let me tell you, I've got brain damage. Okay, I've
Yeah.
got umpteen things wrong with me. Now,
Mm.
I'll just tell you quickly, I had a team of 9 involved who told me I couldn't do day-to-day life, okay? With you being in foster care, they put a strict time on you to obviously, it's not discipline, it's routine, okay?
Yeah.
It's
Till
trying to
when
it's
you're
trying
40.
to change your mindset into a routine pattern to get you used to the outside world, okay?
Yeah.
Now, where you're saying it stopped you interacting with your friends or going to certain events, how did that stop you?
It wasn't really the being in care. It was more my foster parents sort of stopped me. My foster parents weren't really allowing me to actually go places on my own or go to anywhere like social events and stuff like that. I was really, really truthfully, they just stopped me from doing any of that stuff because they were really damn strict on me, to be fair.
And how, if you don't mind me asking, how did that stop you? How did they physically stop you going to them events?
Oh, if I'm gonna be honest, it just stopped. The only thing they really wanted me to do is just to basically stay indoors, and it's just like, oh, just so I was able to go to youth clubs, but I wasn't able to go for that long, to be fair. And I was it kind of it got me. I was never really allowed to go out on my own. Like, put it that way, I was never allowed to go out on my own. I was never really allowed to, like, when I was in high school, for instance. I used to play basketball outside of college, and anytime I were to do that, my foster parents were like to me, well, why are you playing with your friends and you're not coming back home, like that sort of a deal. and it's just stuff like that that just really just underpowered me. To be fair, it
Yeah.
undermotivated me.
Sorry, Brad. I hear what you're saying, Bradley, and it can when you say it like that, it can seem like your foster parents were like trying to control you and stop you from having fun. But on the other side of it, do you know, sometimes as parents they over worry over their children, even if it's
Yeah,
even if it's a foster kid, so they over worry. So maybe like they wanted you to come home because they were just obviously. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying maybe that they might have
yeah,
wanted you to sort of like just come home at a certain time because obviously one they want
yeah,
to
of
put
course.
discipline. They want to put discipline in place, and two they just maybe they were worried about you being out, being vulnerable on your own sort of thing.
Yeah,
Can
of
I
course.
just
I'm
say
like,
as well, I'm also looking at the outsider's point of view. Did you give
mm,
any reason, like meaning your actions, for them to self-doubt and want you in the house, or did you do
not at
anything
all.
where they no?
Not at all.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
basically trying to be myself. I was trying to be an outgoing person, really and truthfully. I try and meet as many people as I possibly can and try and meet. I was trying to put the closest friends as possible as well.
How was you meeting these people?
Like maybe I was either meeting them at school or at sometimes at youth clubs and stuff like that. I was meeting people, but it just yeah, it's. Mm.
Would you
I
would you
was
say
meeting people.
would you say you struggle a little bit to sort of interact with people on a personal level, sort
Yeah,
of thing?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I would say that honestly.
Okay. I
So
mean
do
that.
you
Yeah.
think that your foster parents were kind of worried because you are classed as a vulnerable person and you find it
I
hard
think
to interact with other people? They might have thought like these people could have took advantage of you, and that's why they
yeah,
were so strict on you.
yeah, because that's also another thing. Like, I'm a nice person. Don't get me wrong. I'm a really nice person. I'll do anything for anyone, but I'm nice to the point where I can get walked on. Like, I can get walked on, and I can get, and it's just, it just gets to a point where sometimes I just feel like, it's not even a friendship. It just feels like I'm just being used. To be fair.
So people are picking up on your vulnerability and using it to the
Yeah,
best of their advantage,
yeah,
basically.
pretty much.
I get that. Sorry, BRUDDC, I'm kind of taking over
No,
here.
no, no. This is why you're here because obviously you know you. It's good to ask questions and put different. It's better that we ask different questions rather than me just just giving my intake. Because then obviously if you say something, I can reflect on what you're saying before I answer what he's saying, sort of thing. So it's a good thing. But I mean,
I'm just getting a big picture, building a big picture,
and I'm building it
and
as
I'm
Yeah,
well.
gonna
I'm
put
building it.
it
I'm building it as well.
together.
yeah,
All right. So obviously, Bradley, obviously, like, it seems that maybe there's been a few times in your life where people have taken advantage of you and,
yes,
and they've used you and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, sometimes it's not, sometimes we have to just take the L, accept that you've been stupid in life and say, you know what, I'm
yeah.
never going to
Cool.
make that mistake again. So I think
That's
so I think what we should be looking at doing is trying to build you up so you actually feel like you feel so one you've got to be proud of yourself. You've got to say, look, this is me, I'm Bradley. I don't give a fuck about what anyone else says. This is
yeah, of
me,
course.
take me as I am, or basically go away, basically. What the last thing you want to be
Yeah,
doing is sucking eggs with people. Like if you have to be
that's,
someone else for someone to be your friend or someone to like you, then they're not worth having as friends.
yeah, that's another thing as well. That's why a lot of the times I like to overthink stuff as well. Because if I like, say for example, like if I'm meeting someone and I have like the slightest instinct that something's not gonna go to plan or something's gonna go wrong or somewhere along down the line something's gonna happen, it's just gonna split the both of us up. It just gets to a point where I've already predicted the outcome, and because it's already happened and it's gonna happen again, I just don't feel like too disappointed about it. I don't feel any sort of emotion about it because I knew it was gonna happen anyway from past experience.
You see, Bradley, I'm going to jump in there. I'm an overthinker. I've just took in everything that you said, and let me tell you, from past experience and coming from myself, that can affect your relationships moving forward. because when you're
Yeah.
analyzing certain things and you're looking into it and overthinking it and going through it with a fine-tooth comb because of your past experience, you could affect what could be good
Yeah.
by
Of course.
analyzing that situation.
Yeah.
I call it trauma bonding. When you've been hurt
Mm.
before, you're scared of getting hurt
Being
again.
hurt again. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're putting your wall up, and then the little red flags, you're then picking up on it. But you're
Yeah.
thinking past, you're not thinking about now and what could be.
Mm. Yeah. And also another thing I was thinking of was because a lot of the time, because I'm a nice person, I like to give out advice to people. Like because of my past experience, because of my past experience, I could say this is what I've experienced, and what's good. I try and help as many people as I possible by giving them advice, by helping them, and all that. But because of my past experience, it does, or just the stuff that I'm going through currently, it doesn't seem that I'm more giving out than receiving. Like I give out advice, but I don't really feel like I'm taking the advice myself
and
because of that.
and that's one of the easiest things in life, buddy. You know, it's so easy
Yeah,
to say, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, everything's gonna be
yeah,
perfect. But 9 times out of 10, not all the things, but most people in their life aren't doing everything they know they should be doing and should be telling. But from your perspective, I think, you've got your own situation, you've got your own confidence issues to deal with at the minute. So the way
yeah,
you're dealing with it now, it seems like you want to help people, which is noble. You want to help people, but it seems like you should be working more on yourself. You can't give too
yeah,
much away. You can't give too much away sometimes, because people will take and give nothing back to you. So
yeah,
that's just a waste of your time. So you're better off working on yourself, building your confidence level up, and then you become a better package for someone to take you in. Like there's something as simple as going to the gym. You can go to the gym
yeah,
every single day, buddy. Get yourself, and this will be a challenge for you. I'll
yeah,
set you. I want you to join the gym membership, join a gym, and I want you to go every day for half an hour. You go to that gym every
yeah,
day for half an hour, buddy. You're going to build up the amount of happiness within your body. You're going to build up, like all them chemicals in your brain releasing those happy endorphins. It's going to make you a much happier person, something like that, where you work on yourself. And also it will attract people to you, because like people will be like, when you just go to the gym, someone will see you working out, they'll be like, oh, can I spot with you, buddy? And then you make a proper friend.
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you agree, Rebecca.
I 100% agree. Like, Bradley, let me ask you, and it's like a deep question, but I want to know the truth. Are you generally happy with yourself?
That's a good question, honestly. Really and truthfully, I feel like I am happy with myself, but I feel like there's a lot more improvements that I need to make for myself. Really and truthfully.
Okay, a bit of advice, them improvements, right? Get a pen and a piece of paper, write it down, stick it on the wall where you are going to see it every morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't delve in like all at once. It all
Mm.
starts with baby steps. Working on
Yeah.
yourself all starts with baby steps. Nobody's gonna come to your life, wave a magic wand, and hey presto, your life's
Oh
gonna
no, of
go.
course.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you've got to work on yourself to where you're mentally stable enough to say, right,
Mm.
enough. You're taking a piss out of me, sorry, BRUDDC, for my language,
Yeah, it's
but you're
fine.
acknowledging that before it comes to you getting hurt,
Yeah.
you know, the worst situation.
Yeah.
But Jim is amazing. Like, I started
Mm.
and I've never felt better, to be honest with you.
Mm.
Yeah.
And my mental health was out of this world, honest to God, out of this world. But now it's balanced
Yeah.
because I go to the gym. Not
Yeah.
every day is perfect, but please explain what perfect is. You know,
Yeah.
it's just you building your inner self up to be able to handle when you have a
Yeah.
bad episode or what have you.
Yeah, of course. And the way that I like to deal with my mental health or deal with my depression, I like to speak out about it. So anything that's like stuck on my chest or anything that's inside of me, I always like to talk to someone about it. So at least I sort of get my issues out the way, and I can also get advice from people who have faced similar issues from what I've been through.
Yeah. I mean that's good. That's good. That is good to talk. It's obviously very important to speak to people, you know. And sometimes, you know, you need. If someone speaking to someone is better than speaking to no one, you know. I mean, because sometimes, you know, like
Yeah.
just like there's been so many times where, you know, I've seen it myself. People have written a last message on Facebook or on a social media platform. I can't take it no
Yeah.
more and stuff like that. And the next day, no one thought to message them, but the next day they done something silly, you know. So sometimes, you know, it's best to speak to someone. But I think like speaking about you and obviously your situation, the gym thing is definitely something that will help you, you know, and it will help you meet. It will help you meet like everyone at the gym's going there to work on themselves, you know. But I
Yeah.
think talk like what do you want from life? The next 5 years, what do you want? What would make you happy? That's an important question, you know, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it called? I'm also doing some really good things as well for myself. Like I'm getting myself a job. I've just had an interview which I pretty much passed.
Okay.
And I'm just, I'm just trying to make ends meet. I'm just starting from the bottom and trying to work my way up to the point where I can be happy as well.
Yeah, that's
Happy
very
and start earning.
That's very important. That and you know, there's nothing better than that as a man. If you're not actually going out there grafting, working, you will feel you. I've been there myself, you know, where there's been
Yeah.
times where my businesses weren't going good and I wasn't earning money, the stress and all that sort of stuff that can destroy a
Yeah.
man, and that is probably one of the leading causes why men decide to do things they shouldn't do. You know,
Yeah.
so it's very important for a man to obviously when you lose your job you can cry about it, whatever, you have a day or two, whatever, but then you dust yourself off and you say, you know what, I'm picking myself up, sort of thing. Because like I tell you,
Yeah.
I had like a very good business and I went through bankruptcy, and I tell you, buddy, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, you know. Like, and with mental health, oh my god, like where my head was at the time, it was, oh my god, it was destroying me. Like, it was literally destroying me,
Mm.
consuming me. All I wanted to do was lay in my bed, but I said to myself, you know, I'm gonna feel sorry for myself for a minute, but then I'm gonna dust myself off and get back up and start fighting again, you know. So it's very important that, you know, you see that end goal, which is something that some people can't do. See that end goal, they're in a bad situation, they can't see past that bad situation. Something I've always been able to do is, if I'm in a bad situation, be like, oh fuck it, in 10 years time, in 5 years time, in 2 years time, this is where I'm going to be. And that sort of helps me with that sort of thing. But what about you, Rebecca? Any sort of similar circumstances?
Um,
You
you
can
must
talk
have
now.
said that because you know what's coming.
Yeah, yeah. All right. You coming to grill someone, are you?
Eh?
You coming to grill someone now, Ian?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Were you saying you're looking at, and I'm coming to you, BRUDDC, were you saying you're looking at, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year plan, yeah? Sometimes some people can't look that far.
I know that, yeah.
Now, I'm going to use, like, BRUDDC on my TikTok, I use myself as an example because I can only advise if I've been through it myself.
Yep.
Now, I hit rock bottom 2 years ago. I had a nervous breakdown. I tried hanging myself. That's the
Wow.
truth. If it weren't for my mother, I wouldn't be here right now. If it weren't for my son, I'd be here right now. Now, for me, I don't know whether you've seen the video on TikTok, BRUDDC. Do you know where I was stick thin?
I've seen
It,
some stuff, yeah.
yeah, that's when I hit nervous breakdown.
Mhm.
Now, for me, to get out of that dark place, I had to focus on one day at a time.
Yep.
So each morning, I had to write a plan. I had to write a structure, even if that's just getting up out of bed, getting in the shower, making sure I had something to eat, making sure I've got that energy. I've took the first step of self-healing. Now, if you're in that dark place, I'm going to be deadly harsh here. You know what? People who say, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to do that, I've been there myself. It's a cry for help. If you're going to go do it, you're going to go do it. Trust me. I've lost family members through suicide, you know,
Yeah.
and only you can help yourself. Like I stated before,
Yeah.
no one's going to come and help you.
Yeah.
But you have to take a day at a time. If you can't see in the future, you have to take a day at a time.
Yeah.
And like I said, even if it's the simplest things of, I'm going to get up and get in the shower, I'm going to go make some food, or I'm going to go out and take a walk. You've done the first steps of self-healing.
Yeah.
You know.
Anything you want to come in with, Bradley?
I would say, because what's good, I feel like with me, right? Because what's good, I've also had a job interview as well, and I've also done work on Saturday as well. But I feel like the main thing that I need to start focusing on before anything else, before relationships and all that, I need to start getting into work and I need to start earning. That's the crucial thing that I definitely need in order for me to move on. So that's sort of my goal at the moment to get to, is to just get a job, earn some money, and just go to the gym and then start working myself off, and then hopefully get off this universal credit because it's not really doing me any good, really and truthfully. And just basically try and live my life the way I want to live it, really and truthfully, and try and improve myself and make myself a better person.
If I was to
Sometimes
ask you,
you can
sorry,
go out. Sorry, brother.
no, go.
Well, sometimes you can go out to work and do this and that and distract your mind from your inner self.
Yeah.
So the main focus on your list should be fixing your inner self and
Yeah.
building your mental state to where you're strong enough to go out to work. And if anything did happen at work, you'll be able to handle it. Because if your
Yeah.
mental state in 99%, how are you then going to go and put 100% into work or 99% into the gym? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. True.
You need to be 99.9% here before you then go take yourself out into the public to where you want to help others or work or this or that.
Yeah.
Because when you come home and you sit on your own and you're in your thoughts,
Yeah.
who's going to be there then?
Definitely. What I was gonna say is, Bradley, a lot of us have pressures in life. We feel that we should be doing this, we should be doing that, and that's obviously what makes us feel down when we're not doing what we should be doing, what we think we should be doing.
Yeah.
So what would you say ultimately is holding you, like, what is holding you, what is, like, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, like, what is
Yeah.
putting the pressure on you? Like, what is the main thing that's putting pressure on you, that's saying, you should be doing this?
Really, truthfully, it's just me trying to motivate myself to try and getting out there, try and motivate myself to try and get a job, it's like me, it's because I just feel like I'm just not, because me just sitting in my bed like I'm doing now, I don't really see any benefit in that. So I'm just trying to, go one step further and just try and get myself out there, try and get myself out in the world, try and get myself outside my house, trying to get a job, try and get paid, try and see my family up the country and possibly go to other countries if necessary, and all that sort of stuff. So what I said, what really stopping me is really just my motivation, really and truthfully, me trying to motivate myself to try and be in that mindset where I just feel like I need to and I want to do this.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you say you're sat in your bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm, because
When
what's it
you
called?
come
Because
off
I'm
live,
in the shared housing.
listen,
That's
when
fine.
you come off this live, take my advice, get up out of your bed, go get in the shower, and go for a 15-minute walk because that
Yeah, of
will
course.
do you a world of justice.
Yeah, of
Why
course.
don't you start off today, right now,
Yeah.
in improving yourself? I don't work. I go to college, but I still get up and I still get dressed and I still do this and because you need to keep your mind motivated to
Yeah.
bring positive. If you're feeling negative, you're going to attract negative. If you're feeling positive and good about yourself, you're going to attract positivity.
Yeah.
But it all starts with you. You are the only one who can change it, no one else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make excuses for you, Bradley, but obviously you've been through you have kind of been sheltered a little bit, and obviously like you said, you're on universal credit, you're on benefits, so you are kind of being looked after, and so you've got that safety net. So the pressure isn't on you as well as much as it, like, imagine if like they just took all your benefits away from you today and said, you know, you got to go do it. You got to go get a job right now. It's sink or bust. You'll see the difference in the urgency. But because you don't have that, you've got that comfort. It's like one of those mums, one of those what, I don't know what to call them, one of them footballer wives or something, one of them wags. They ain't got nothing to worry about because they got their cushion, you know, they got their safety net. So you've got a safety net at the minute. So if you could try and like what you should try and do in your head when you're going for these job interviews, try and imagine that, like, if you don't get that job, you're not gonna be able to eat. You're not gonna be able to have a roof over your head. Like it changes that when everything changes when it's a must and when you have to do it. You know.
Yeah, of course.
So try bring that mindset in. So I think like what Rebecca said, she gave some really good advice. Write down some goals. Write down some stuff on a bit of paper. Write down some stuff on paper. And you know, and just start slowly ticking out that list and give yourself a deadline. Don't be hard on yourself. Say to yourself, look, that number one on the list, I want that accomplished within a month. I'm gonna work on it every single day, but I want it accomplished within a month, and then start ticking off them boxes. But the easiest thing, I think, on benefits as well, you get free access to gyms and stuff, don't you? You get free. I think you can get.
I don't think in this council you do. Probably in other boroughs, but I don't think this one.
You sure? I think. Go on,
I live in Enfield.
Pardon?
I live in Enfield, North London.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you should be able to find. They definitely offer a discount in gyms anyway. Like a pure gym is only like £13 to £20 a month anyway, and I'm pretty sure they give a discount for people that are on benefits and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you as well, I'll be honest with you as well about something. Like, it's easier said than done. I'm not gonna just say something to you. I'll be honest with you and share something with you. So I don't feel like when I was going through what I was going through with being bankrupt and stuff like that. You couldn't have said and I did listen to every motivational speaker possible. I was listening to it all day long, every day. I think it just became a safety net, kind of making me feel better about myself and stuff. But I wasn't able to concentrate on working out until I got myself on track financially, because I had to, because that was serious pressure. So it's easier said than done when people say, you know, go to the gym. I'm gonna say to you, it's not easy. But you know, for me, you couldn't have convinced me for love or money when I was going through what I was going through to go for a run or go for a walk or anything like that sort of thing. You couldn't have convinced me for love or money. I'm being honest. So obviously I had different pressures. I had a family to look after and stuff like that. So it's different for me. So it is sink or bust, you know. Find that job, find that work, or you know, house, no electricity, no food on the table. So it's different. So like I said to you, you just got to try and adopt that mindset, buddy, when you're going for stuff in life.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Bex, let's move over to you now. How's life for you?
my life's good.
Oh, good.
My life's good.
I mean, Bradley, thank you for joining us, yeah. And like I said, stay in touch with us. But I'm gonna have a one-to-one with Bex now. But thank you for joining us, and it's amazing having you on. And like I said.